Have you ever had that uncomfortable feeling that something is not right with someone you know? Maybe a chill down your spine when they enter the room, or a persistent doubt that won't go away no matter how hard you try to ignore it. In today's video, we will explore 15 clear signs that may indicate you are dealing with a bad person. Stay until the end because the last one is the most shocking. These are not just occasional negative behaviors. They are consistent patterns that can reveal someone's true nature. Get ready to dive into a topic that is as intriguing as it is vital for our emotional well-being and interpersonal relationships. We will uncover these signs, supported by Stoic wisdom, which teaches us not only to recognize, but also to deal with other people's negativity in a way that protects our inner peace and keeps our integrity intact. Are you ready to open your eyes and maybe see the world a little more clearly? Now, if you are new here, please like the video and subscribe. Statistics show that only 15% of my audience is subscribed to the channel, so if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's start this transformative journey together. Sign 1. Constant criticism. Facing constant criticism can be a clear indicator that you are dealing with a bad person. This type of behavior is not about offering constructive feedback or helping personal growth. It is persistent negative criticism aimed at diminishing someone's confidence and self-esteem. When someone is always pointing out your mistakes without ever acknowledging your successes or efforts, it can be a sign of toxicity. For example, imagine a co-worker who always finds faults in your presentations, even when everyone else seems satisfied, or a partner who constantly criticizes your appearance or choices, making you feel inadequate or incapable. These constant criticisms are often used as a control tool. By making you doubt your abilities and worth, the toxic person can exert more power over you. This behavior is deliberately designed to make you feel dependent on their approval, creating a vicious cycle that is hard to break. Moreover, constant criticism can be a way for the bad person to project their own insecurities. By criticizing others, they may try to divert attention from their own flaws or make their problems seem smaller in comparison. This is particularly common in competitive environments, where putting others down might seem like a way to stand out. Remember, healthy criticism is balanced and aimed at supporting growth. It is specific, constructive, and usually followed by suggestions on how to improve. If you constantly find yourself on the receiving end of negative comments that offer no path for improvement, it is a strong indication that you might be dealing with a malicious person. Recognizing this pattern is the first step in taking measures to protect your emotional and mental well-being. Sign 2. Lack of empathy. A lack of empathy is a revealing sign that you might be dealing with a bad person. Empathy is the ability to understand and share another person's feelings, and it is crucial for healthy and constructive human relationships. When someone consistently shows a lack of consideration for others' feelings, it can indicate a problematic character. For instance, imagine you share a difficult experience with a friend, hoping for support or understanding. Instead of offering comfort or solidarity, this person quickly changes the subject or minimizes your feelings, suggesting you are exaggerating or that your problem is not that serious. This kind of response shows a clear lack of empathy and can leave you feeling alone and misunderstood. Another manifestation of a lack of empathy can be seen in conflict or stressful situations. A person who lacks empathy may react to conflicts with coldness or even cruelty, ignoring the emotional effects of their words and actions on others. In work environments, for example, a boss who never considers their employees' personal circumstances when making demands or giving criticism is exhibiting a worrying lack of empathy. The inability to recognize and respond appropriately to others' emotional needs not only harms personal relationships, but also creates a toxic environment where trust and cooperation are hard to establish. This can lead to a cycle of negativity and resentment affecting everyone involved. It's important to distinguish between someone who occasionally seems distant or disconnected due to stress or personal issues, and someone who consistently shows a lack of empathy. In cases of persistent lack of empathy, it's crucial to consider the long-term implications for your emotional well-being and possibly take steps to protect yourself from harmful influences. Recognizing a lack of empathy in someone you interact with regularly is essential for understanding the dynamics of the relationship and making informed decisions on how to manage these interactions in a way that preserves your emotional health. Sign 3. Frequent lies. One of the clearest signs that you might be dealing with a bad person is the habit of lying frequently. Lies can range from small distortions of the truth to complete falsehoods that have the potential to cause significant harm. When someone constantly resorts to lying, it not only compromises trust, but also indicates a lack of respect for others and the reality of situations. For example, imagine discovering that a coworker has been spreading false information about your contributions to work projects. Initially, it might seem like a misunderstanding, but when the pattern repeats, it becomes clear that there is an intention to manipulate perceptions to favor themselves or harm others. This type of behavior is a red flag that the person may not have scruples about using dishonesty to achieve their goals. Frequent lies can also occur in personal relationships. If a partner often alters the truth about where they've been or who they've been with, it can indicate deeper issues of trust and integrity. This pattern of dishonesty creates an unstable foundation for any relationship, leading to doubts and insecurities that can be emotionally exhausting. Moreover, lying repeatedly about small things can be equally problematic. This may indicate an ingrained habit of manipulation or an inability to deal with the truth, even in circumstances that do not require deceit. Such behavior can leave friends and family members constantly on guard, unable to relax and trust what the person says. To deal with someone who lies frequently, it's important to keep a mental or even written record of incidents that raise suspicions. This can help confirm whether there is indeed a pattern of dishonesty. Confronting the person with evidence might be a necessary step, although it's essential to do so calmly and objectively to avoid escalating the conflict. Finally, it's crucial to assess the impact of these lies on your own life and well-being. In some cases, it might be necessary to re-evaluate or even end the relationship with someone who continues to be dishonest despite the consequences. Protecting yourself from harmful influences is a fundamental step in maintaining mental and emotional health. Identifying and understanding the impact of frequent lies is essential for making informed decisions about how to deal with individuals who may be causing more harm than good in your life. Sign 4. Subtle manipulation. Subtle manipulation is an alarming sign that you may be dealing with a bad person. Manipulators are masters at using words and actions to influence others in ways that are not immediately obvious. This behavior is dangerous because it can be hard to detect, and often the victims may feel confused, insecure, or even guilty without fully understanding why. A classic example of subtle manipulation can occur in a relationship where one party frequently makes you feel obligated to do things against your will, using guilt or shame as tools. For instance, a partner might say something like, "After everything I've done for you, you won't do this for me," pressuring you to fulfill their wishes without considering your feelings or needs. In the workplace, subtle manipulation can take the form of a colleague who subtly takes credit for your ideas, or constantly puts you in compromising situations. They might do this in such a disguised manner that when you try to confront or explain the situation to others, it seems like you are overreacting or misinterpreting things. Additionally, subtle manipulators are adept at changing narratives to fit their interests. They may distort facts or omit information in a way that makes the truth hazy, leaving others confused or uncertain about what really happened. This is particularly harmful because it can destabilize trust between people and within groups, creating an environment of distrust and anxiety. To deal with subtle manipulation, it's crucial to develop strong self-awareness and confidence in your perceptions. Keep a mental or written record of situations that seem manipulative and try to identify patterns. Talking to a trusted friend or counselor about your experiences can also help validate your perceptions and decide how to act. Confronting a manipulator can be challenging, but it's important to do so assertively. Clearly set firm boundaries and communicate directly about what is and isn't acceptable to you. This can not only discourage future manipulation, but also protect your emotional and psychological integrity. Recognizing and understanding subtle manipulation is essential to avoid becoming a victim of this destructive behavior. By staying vigilant and proactive in your communication and interactions, you can protect yourself and promote a healthier and more respectful environment, both personally and professionally. Sign 5. Consistent disrespect. One of the clear signs that you may be dealing with a bad person is consistent disrespect. When someone frequently shows a lack of consideration for your opinions, feelings, or needs, it is not just rude but also indicative of a problematic character. This can manifest in various forms, from constant interruptions when you speak to derogatory or dismissive comments about your choices and lifestyle. For example, imagine you are in a meeting trying to share your ideas, but a colleague consistently talks over you or dismisses your suggestions without proper consideration. Or think about a situation where a friend or partner constantly makes jokes at your expense, even after you have expressed discomfort with this behavior. This type of continuous disrespect not only undermines your self-esteem, but also can leave you feeling invisible and devalued. Disrespect can also extend to not acknowledging your personal boundaries. If someone consistently ignores or crosses limits you have set, such as times for contact or respecting your need for personal space, it shows a lack of respect for your autonomy. This invasive behavior invalidates your ability to and often causes unnecessary stress and anxiety. For instance, a friend or partner might constantly remind you of sacrifices they've made for you, implying that you owe them something in return. This guilt-tripping can manifest through comments like, "After all I've done for you, you can't even do this one little thing for me," which places an undue burden on your conscience and creates an imbalance in the relationship. This behavior not only undermines your self-esteem, but also creates an unhealthy dynamic where you feel compelled to meet the manipulator's expectations at the expense of your own needs and desires. When guilt becomes a regular tool in someone's interactions with you, it's a clear sign that they're trying to control or dominate you emotionally. To counteract this behavior, it's essential to set firm boundaries and communicate your feelings openly. You might need to express that while you appreciate their past support, you will not be manipulated by guilt. Additionally, practicing self-awareness and recognizing when guilt is being used as a weapon can help you reclaim your emotional autonomy. Remember, healthy relationships should foster mutual respect, understanding, and support, not guilt and manipulation. If you find yourself in a situation where someone is consistently guilt-tripping you, it might be time to reassess that relationship and consider whether it's worth maintaining. Sign 9. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is one of the most insidious signs that you may be dealing with a bad person. This manipulative tactic involves making someone question their own reality, perceptions, or memories. Gaslighting can leave you feeling confused, anxious, and insecure, ultimately causing you to doubt your own judgment and sanity. For example, imagine sharing your feelings with someone, only for them to respond by saying, "You're just being overly sensitive," or "That never happened." Over time, this constant denial of your experiences can lead you to second-guess yourself, leaving you feeling vulnerable and dependent on the gaslighter for validation. Gaslighting often occurs in abusive relationships, where the manipulator seeks to maintain control by discrediting the victim's reality. This behavior can manifest in various forms, from denying past events to insisting that the victim's memories are inaccurate or fabricated. To combat gaslighting, it's crucial to trust your instincts and maintain a record of events that contradict the gaslighter's claims. Documenting your experiences can provide clarity and serve as a reference point when you start to doubt yourself. Additionally, confiding in trusted friends or family members can help reinforce your perspective and provide a supportive network to counter the gaslighter's influence. Recognizing gaslighting is vital for your emotional well-being. If you find yourself in a relationship characterized by this behavior, it may be necessary to seek professional help or consider distancing yourself from the manipulator. Sign 10. Consistent blame shifting. A clear indicator that you might be dealing with a bad person is their tendency to shift blame consistently. When someone refuses to take responsibility for their actions and instead attributes their mistakes or shortcomings to others, it reflects a lack of accountability and maturity. For instance, a colleague who consistently blames others for missed deadlines or poor performance creates a toxic work environment. This behavior not only undermines teamwork, but also fosters resentment among team members. Similarly, in personal relationships, a partner who constantly deflects responsibility for conflicts or issues may leave you feeling frustrated and unappreciated. Blame shifting is often used as a tactic to manipulate or control, allowing the individual to avoid facing the consequences of their actions. This lack of accountability can erode trust and create an unhealthy dynamic, as you may feel compelled to shoulder the weight of their mistakes. To address blame shifting, it is essential to communicate your observations clearly and assertively. Express how their behavior affects you and emphasize the importance of mutual accountability in any relationship. If the person continues to deflect responsibility, it may be a sign that they are unwilling or unable to engage in a healthy, mature relationship. Recognizing blame shifting is crucial for your emotional health. By understanding this behavior, you can make informed decisions about how to manage your interactions and protect yourself from manipulative dynamics. Sign 11. Emotional blackmail. Emotional blackmail is a manipulative tactic that involves using fear, obligation, or guilt to control someone else's behavior. If someone frequently employs threats or ultimatums to get what they want, it's a clear sign that you might be dealing with a bad person. For example, a partner who says, "If you really loved me, you would do this for me," is attempting to manipulate your emotions to achieve their goals. This kind of emotional coercion can create an environment of fear and anxiety, leaving you feeling trapped and powerless. Emotional blackmail often manifests in relationships where one person feels entitled to control the other's actions or decisions. This behavior can erode trust and create a sense of imbalance, as the victim may feel compelled to comply with unreasonable demands to avoid conflict or punishment. To counteract emotional blackmail, it's essential to establish and communicate clear boundaries. Be firm about what is acceptable and what is not in your relationships. Additionally, consider seeking support from friends, family, or a mental health professional to navigate these complex dynamics. Recognizing emotional blackmail is vital for protecting your emotional well-being. If you find yourself in a relationship characterized by this behavior, it may be necessary to reevaluate your involvement and consider seeking help to address the issue. Sign 12. Self-centeredness. A strong indicator that you might be dealing with a bad person is their consistent self-centeredness. When someone consistently prioritizes their own needs and desires over others, it reflects a lack of consideration for those around them. This behavior can manifest in various ways, from monopolizing conversations to disregarding others' feelings. For instance, imagine being in a group setting where one person dominates the discussion, ignoring cues from others who wish to contribute. This self-centeredness can create an uncomfortable atmosphere, making others feel undervalued or invisible. In personal relationships, a self-centered partner may consistently put their needs first, leaving you feeling neglected or unimportant. This dynamic can lead to resentment and emotional distance as one person feels overwhelmed by the other's self-absorption. To address self-centeredness, it's essential to communicate your feelings openly. Express how their behavior affects you and emphasize the importance of mutual consideration in any relationship. If the individual is receptive, it may lead to a healthier dynamic. However, if they dismiss your concerns or refuse to change, it may be a sign that the relationship is not worth maintaining. Recognizing self-centeredness is crucial for your emotional health. By understanding this behavior, you can make informed decisions about how to manage your interactions and prioritize your well-being. Sign 13. Excessive jealousy. Excessive jealousy is another warning sign that you might be dealing with a bad person. While feelings of jealousy are natural in relationships, when someone displays constant insecurity and possessiveness, it can create an unhealthy and toxic dynamic. For example, a partner who constantly questions your interactions with friends or expresses unfounded accusations of infidelity exhibits a level of insecurity that can be suffocating. This jealousy often stems from their own insecurities, leading them to project their fears onto you. In professional settings, excessive jealousy can manifest as rivalry or undermining behavior toward colleagues. A co-worker who feels threatened by your success may attempt to sabotage your efforts or spread negative rumors. To deal with excessive jealousy, it's important to address the behavior directly. Communicate your feelings and set boundaries regarding what is acceptable in terms of trust and respect. If the individual is unwilling to acknowledge their jealousy or make changes, it may be necessary to reevaluate the relationship. Recognizing excessive jealousy is essential for maintaining healthy boundaries and protecting your emotional well-being. By addressing this behavior proactively, you can foster a more respectful and balanced relationship. Sign 14. Constant drama. A clear sign that you might be dealing with a bad person is their propensity for creating constant drama. This behavior often involves stirring up conflict, playing the victim, or seeking attention at the expense of others' peace of mind. For instance, someone who frequently engages in melodramatic outbursts or creates unnecessary tension in social settings can be emotionally exhausting to deal with. Their need for drama can overshadow positive interactions and create an atmosphere of stress and anxiety. In personal relationships, a partner who thrives on drama may frequently involve you in conflicts or create crises to maintain control or attention. This constant cycle of chaos can leave you feeling overwhelmed and emotionally drained. To manage someone who thrives on drama, it's crucial to set boundaries and disengage from unnecessary conflict. Encourage open communication, but if the individual continues to seek drama, consider distancing yourself from the relationship. Recognizing constant drama is vital for protecting your emotional well-being. By prioritizing your peace of mind and establishing healthy boundaries, you can foster more positive and fulfilling relationships. Sign 15. Inability to accept constructive feedback. Finally, an inability to accept constructive feedback is a telling sign that you may be dealing with a bad person. When someone consistently reacts defensively or aggressively to criticism, it reveals a lack of self-awareness and maturity. For example, if a colleague becomes hostile or dismissive when receiving feedback about their performance, it can hinder personal and professional growth. This inability to accept constructive criticism often stems from deep-seated insecurities and a refusal to acknowledge their shortcomings. In personal relationships, a partner who cannot handle feedback may create a toxic environment where open communication is stifled. This behavior can leave you feeling discouraged and frustrated, as genuine attempts to help are met with resistance. To address this issue, it's essential to approach the conversation with empathy and clarity. Frame your feedback in a way that highlights your intentions to support their growth. However, if the person continues to reject constructive criticism, it may be necessary to reevaluate the relationship and consider whether it's worth the emotional investment. Recognizing an inability to accept constructive feedback is crucial for fostering healthy and productive relationships. Conclusion: identifying these signs is essential for maintaining your emotional well-being and establishing healthy boundaries in your relationships. If you recognize these behaviors in someone you know, it's crucial to assess whether the relationship is worth sustaining. Remember that healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, understanding, and support. If you find yourself in a dynamic that consistently undermines your self-worth or emotional stability, it may be time to distance yourself from that individual. Your emotional health is paramount, and surrounding yourself with supportive, understanding people will contribute to a more positive and fulfilling life. Trust your instincts and prioritize your well-being as you navigate your relationships. By taking the time to evaluate the people in your life and recognizing these red flags, you can foster healthier connections and create an environment that nurtures your personal growth and happiness. Remember, it's okay to let go of relationships that no longer serve you or uplift your spirit. Prioritize yourself and cultivate the positive energy you deserve in your life.